the indefatigable defender of Mr. Peter Obi, that one man that every one of you loves so much, when he goes on the national television to speak about Mr. Peter Obi, to speak about the new Nigeria, he always does that with passion, fearlessness, and vigor. He loves taking APC, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, corrupt politicians to the cleaners. And of course, you love him so much. His name is Kenneth Okonkwo. He has left the Labour Party. Not only has he left the Labour Party, he has dumped Mr. Peter Obi. Now the matter is not that he left the Labour Party. The matter is the reason why he left the Labour Party and dumping Mr. Peter Obi. He took his official Twitter account to post the reason why he has dumped the Labour Party and left Mr. Peter Obi. The leaving is not the issue, but the reason why he left. And I'm going to read out every word of Kenneth Okonkwo to you because I went through that document he wrote, and I can tell you that I feel so much pain in my heart that he left. But then I feel more pain the reason why he left the Labour Party and Mr. Peter Obi, and I want you to take cognizance of the words he put out, and I want us to criticize it and look at it very well. Is this a valid reason why he's leaving Mr. Peter Obi and the Labour Party? I will also need your submission on this issue, so follow me. He addressed this to my fellow countrymen with love. He said, I'm committed irreversibly to a great Nigeria built on equity, justice, and fairness, where every citizen will be free and able to aspire to any position or level in life without regard to primordial sentiment built around ethnicity, religion, sect, or circumstances of birth. It is obvious that the APC or PDP, as presently constituted, do not have what it takes to lead us to a great Nigeria. Indeed, their combined leadership is trying to cripple Nigeria, as this blessed country is now down economically, politically, and in every other index, leaving the people with no other option than to protest for their survival. They can see no hope for the future. Unfortunately, by our constitution, we need a solid political party with a solid grassroots base to be able to wrestle power from this kakistocrat and kleptocrat. We therefore need a decisive leader who will be able to build such a party of integrity and character from the grassroots, because eventually, majority of the people that will populate a government will eventually proceed from the political party of the leader. A party is like a political tree that produces the fruit of the leadership cadre in government. A corrupt tree will never give birth good fruit, no matter the integrity and good intentions of the leader. Nigerian problems today come from lack of internal democracy in that parties, which become a breeding ground for the production of incompetent and corrupt leaders in government. We also need a decisive leader who will be selfless enough, in boldness and bravery, to secure our victory when the people vote for such leader, because these corrupt and incompetent leaders are not willing to conduct free and fair election, and we always grab, snatch power from any weak and indecisive leader and run away with it. Our judiciary has not proved to be equal to the task in preventing the emergence of electoral bandits who steal electoral victories at gunpoint in the public glare of everyone. I'm earnestly searching for such a leader who has the integrity and also the commensurate charisma and bravery to mobilize the people to sustain the victory. In event that Nigerians vote for such a person, the time for calm down is over. I recall how we suffered and risked all to liberate Nigeria from the shackle of this kakistocrat and kleptocrat in the 2023, only for the victory to be stolen. It is obvious that the judiciary will not give us democracy because of the abuse of the judicial process. The people must take their destiny in their hands. They must be willing to vote the right person as a president and must be willing to fight to ensure that the person is sworn in as president. However, the person must be willing to be in the forefront of such endeavor. The suffering Nigerians are going through now from the people they didn't vote for, but who snatched power, cannot be allowed to continue. These people will still remain in power come 2027 unless a decisive leader emerges to stop them with the vote of the people. What is happening in the Labour Party today has inspired in me a determination to cut a new course for my political journey. After the 2023 general election, Nigerians, including me, had high hopes on the Labour Party. I believe that Peter Obi will seize the momentum and build a solid party of integrity that will have the solid base that we need to overthrow this kakistocrat and kleptocrat. He just needed to give the right directive and everyone will fall in line. I received my first shock when he publicly declared that he didn't promise Nigerians to build a strong Labour Party, but to solve Nigerian problems. I was like, does it mean that His Excellency Peter Obi is not aware that without a solid party base, we are heading to nowhere politically? However, I continue in his defense, believing he will privately bring the needed solution to Labour Party problems to no avail. Peter Obi also publicly demanded that the Aburi-led National Working Committee must organize an all-inclusive convention that will guarantee the participation of all members of the Labour Party in the choice of their leaders. This didn't happen, and surprisingly, Peter Obi has refused to disassociate himself from the shenanigans and criminal activities of the former National Working Committee as their time has expired. Every member of the Labour Party is confused today as to the future of the Labour Party because of the lack of leadership from Peter Obi over the party. And unfortunately, when they look up to me to tell them about Peter Obi's standpoint, I sincerely have nothing to tell them because I don't know myself. I cannot continue to speak on behalf of a leader that I do not know his stand on issues of great importance. I simply don't know how to manipulate facts. I am shocked that PO could not openly support the noble effort of the labor unions who founded the Labour Party as a base to fight for the welfare of workers, to the extent that some of them are openly saying that PO is now the problem of Labour Party. The labor unions now have the unfortunate situation where they are fighting criminals who want to hijack their party when an ordinary statement from Peter Obi could have brought the solution. I cannot continue with the ambivalence forever. I am of course in support of the labor unions and other stakeholders who are now compelled to fight for the soul of the Labour Party without the support of Peter Obi. However, the consequences is that I no longer have the confidence that Peter Obi has what it takes to build a party that can win this kakistocrat and kleptocrat. And above all, he has proved that even if the people vote for him, he doesn't have what it takes to secure the mandate. I don't intend to embark on such a campaign as we did in 2023, projecting a person who cannot sustain the victory even if he wins. It is in this regard that I have decided to continue my political journey into the great Nigeria of our vision without Peter Obi. I am always 100% loyal to a leader wherever I am working or following the leader. At any time I have doubt within me that I can no longer offer 100% loyalty to him, I will respectfully let everyone know. When I joined myself to this campaign, I made it public. Now that I cannot guarantee my support for this future political aspiration, I believe I owe it to everyone to let everyone know. This has nothing to do with my desire to join APC or PDP. I will perpetually be joined to the Nigerian people and their aspiration for a new, better and great Nigeria. There is also absolutely nothing personal with my decision to adjust my relationship with Mr. Peter Obi. It's 100% based on principles and my conviction that I need a more decisive, bold, brave leader with integrity and team spirit who can confront this kakistocrat and kleptocrat head on. I will continue to respect him and cherish the period we work together. With this declaration, I'm free to embark on negotiation and consultation with every like-minded people to determine the next step in my political journey, which does not include joining APC or PDP for now, but include and not limited to consolidation of the Labour Party. Nigeria must regain its greatness, whether the kakistocrat or kleptocrat like it or not. Protest is a democratic right of the people. Nobody should prevent the people from protesting, even as the protesters should endeavor to be peaceful. The government must deploy all its wisdom and exercise extreme restraint in the management of the protests of the people. The best method of avoiding protest is good governance. With bad governance, protest is inevitable. Long live the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Alright, that brings to an end his long letter declaring why he is stepping down from the Labour Party and not associating himself anymore with Mr. Peter Obi. I decided to read that to you also you can listen to his words and the reason why he left Mr. Peter Obi. If you look at the reason why Donye Okonkwo left, the reason why Isaac Balami left, you will discover that it is purely different from what Kenneth Okonkwo is saying. Kenneth Okonkwo is leaving Mr. Peter Obi and the Labour Party. But from the last statement he made, he said he wants to work to ensure the consolidation of the Labour Party. So what Kenneth Okonkwo is simply saying is that I'm not going to be working with Mr. Peter Obi to consolidate the Labour Party because Peter Obi has not shown that decisive spirit to solve the issue in the Labour Party. What he's equally saying is that I'll be joining the Labour Union to look for the consolidation of the Labour Party. Kenneth Okonkwo still sees the Labour Party as a party that can save Nigeria. But I don't know how the Labour Party can save Nigeria without Mr. Peter Obi. So what Kenneth Okonkwo is doing is an open grievance. It's an open grievance. I've seen a lot of persons trying to ridicule Mr. Peter Obi that Kenneth Okonkwo left him. But if you look at that letter carefully, you will notice that it is an indictment on APC and PDP and the Nigerian state entirely. It shows that Nigeria is a criminal organization. Nigeria is being run by criminals. And Kenneth Okonkwo is not happy with that. Kenneth Okonkwo felt that, hey, we won the 2023 presidential election. But the way and manner Mr. Peter Obi handled it was not really what we expected. I mean, the people risked their life to vote for you and they gave you the victory. But you lost it on a platter of gold because you allow criminals to hijack it. Kenneth Okonkwo is feeling that someone like Dati Baba Ahmed would have done something different. Of course, you saw Dati Baba Ahmed go on national television and he spoke fearlessly and boldly. Unlike Mr. Peter Obi, that is always calm in his approach to everything. And one of that, his calm manner, is what has led Labour Party to where it is today. For crying out loud, there was a convention that was called an all-inclusive convention. But Abure went and conducted a convention that brought him back to power and his cronies, excluding so many people that worked tirelessly to bring Labour Party to where she is today. Where Labour Party is today is the sole effort of Mr. Peter Obi and the millions of obedience out there. They wanted to conduct a convention that will see to the integration of new stakeholders into the Labour Party. But Julius Abure and his National Working Committee don't want that to happen. That was why they did their shenanigan of a convention to bring them back to power. I expected Mr. Peter Obi to be stern with that. I expected Mr. Peter Obi to openly disassociate himself with anything that has to do with Julius Abure and the Labour Party, side with the Labour Union in order to take away the party structure from Julius Abure. That is what I expected Mr. Peter Obi to do. But Peter Obi has his own way of doing things and he has been going about it diplomatically. But it is obvious that his diplomatic method in trying to solve the issues of the Labour Party is making the issues to be deteriorating. It is not solving the issue. Peter Obi needs to take a stand. Kenneth Okonkwo has given him two options. Take a stand currently now on what you have to do with the Labour Party. Declare your support for or against Julius Abure, or you leave the Labour Party. Kenneth Okonkwo is not saying anything wrong about Mr. Peter Obi, that Peter Obi is a bad leader or this. But what he is saying is that Peter Obi is not bold and stern to take decisive measures. For instance, now there is a protest and the government is accusing Peter Obi of planning this protest. Atiku Abubakar has come out to throw his support for this protest. Come on, Peter Obi should equally throw his support on the protest. Nobody is going to arrest him. There will be absolutely nobody will arrest Mr. Peter Obi. But you can see that he has shied away from the issue. And this is really, really not right. Nigerians need a leader that will be bold. These people in government, these people are bold and fearless in their criminality. Look at what they did in the last election. INEC switched off the IREF. That was an affront. And the judiciary legalized it. That was an affront. These people don't give a hoot about anything anyone thinks about Nigeria or their action. They go about, do whatever thing they want to do and damn the consequences. That is the reason why they're in power. And they are suffering Nigerians that did not vote for them. Nigerians voted for a leader that will bring transformation to them. You cannot become a leader if you are not bold and fearless. You cannot tackle the criminality in Nigeria if you are not bold and fearless. It is not about trying to instill hope and confidence in the people. You need to take decisive action. Honestly, when I look at Mr. Peter Obi speak and I look at Dati Baba Ahmed speak, I just wish that Dati Baba Ahmed is the presidential candidate, or Mr. Peter Obi has the heart, the spirit, and the confidence of Dati Baba Ahmed. If Peter Obi is talking tough the same way Dati Baba Ahmed is talking tough, I can tell you the real fact that we will not be where we are today. But I perfectly understand Peter Obi's point of view. Peter Obi is an Igbo man, and you know that the Igbophobia is real in this country, Nigeria. And a Hausa man can do something, and an Igbo man will do that same thing. I can tell you, they will pick up the Igbo man and they will leave the Hausa man. Look at Nnamdi Kanu. He's being incarcerated for calling for freedom. But there are many more Hausa people, there are many more people from the Southwest that have done worse than he has done, but they've not been arrested. Boko Haram are being arrested, but they're being released and reintegrated back into the society. What Nnamdi Kanu did is not worse than what those people have done. But Nnamdi Kanu is in prison today, and people are going around their business like everything is normal. But everything is not normal. I am sure this is the same thing that Mr. Peter Obi is looking out for. But come on, I don't think Mr. Peter Obi has anything to lose. For declaring his intention to contest for the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, you are up against people, power brokers. You are up against political gladiators. Of course, Peter Obi should know what he's up against by now. He should know that he has nothing to lose. If he is scared of losing anything, then there was no need for him to come up against these people in the first place. The issues in the Labour Party has gone on for too long, and I didn't expect it to continue to now. It is high time this is put to rest. It is high time this is put to an end. And this is what Kenneth Okonkwo is saying. If we intend to win the election in 2027, we need to build the Labour Party. But as it stands Hands down, the election is already lost because there is no way Peter Obi is going to contest the election with this Labour Party. And going to a new party again is as good as dead. It's not going to bring the desired result that Nigerians wanted. You don't expect Nigerians to go back again and start rebuilding a new political party the same way they invested their emotion, they invested their energy, they invested their resources in building the Labour Party. You don't expect them to go back and start rebuilding a new political party again with Mr. Peter Obi. The only thing to do is to put the Labour Party on the good path. But as it stands, the Labour Party is not in the good path. And if Mr. Peter Obi should contest under the Labour Party with this current structure of the Labour Party, that election is as good as being lost. That is the reason why Kenneth Okonkwo has decided to leave. I want to say something. He's right on this. Mr. Peter Obi should do the right thing as a leader of that party. He should ensure he call everyone to order. He should make his stand known. Enough is enough. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.